It's chat time with Chunk and Cucumber and your host, Dino.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Chat Time.
Yes.
I'm your host, Dino, as always, and with me, of course, is Chunk and Cucumber.
Yeah.
Hello. Good morning.
Check it out, we're out of focus.
We're out.
Oh, I thought that was the low res from the monitor problem. I didn't say anything. Chunk's gonna go fix
damn
it.
it, Chunk.
Dino, on with the show.
Yes, and with us today is our friend Zoom Rockman,
Ah!
political cartoonist, puppeteer extraordinaire, puppet animator. Which I don't, is that an important difference? Puppet animator versus puppeteer?
I mean, tomato, kinda, right? I mean, you articulate cool illustration-y things with multiple layers. It's like the same brain part. I'm not awake today. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Please define yourself. Don't let me define you.
Well, that's the thing. I don't really have a name for what I do, like a proper name for what I do yet. But most of my works come out of animation. So I'm basically too lazy to animate. It takes so long. So
I can relate.
Myself as an illustrator, slash cartoonist. And I tried doing that sort of Disney style of, frame by frame type thing. And that takes so long. And then I realized you can do one drawing and then add pivots to it. Right? And then move it stop frame. And then that was taking ages as well. Like I was spending like 48 hours just to get like 2 minutes done.
Yeah.
And it completely kills you doing that much work. But I realized at one point that instead of just moving it step by step, I could just push it in the direction that I wanted to. And that reduced 48 hours down to 2 minutes.
Nice.
So clever.
Now what I do is like a mix of engineering and cartooning together.
Which is
and I guess
super
call
freaking
it
cool.
puppet animation or paper puppetry. I still view it as animation just because it's the same output.
Yeah.
Just and there's like digital software where you make a puppet and then you code it to move in a certain direction, and that's considered animation as well. So
Sure.
in the real world, why not?
I like it. Puppet animation. I love it. I like that because it makes the both worlds.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
It's just in real time, which is that's.
So do you hand draw everything and then like cut it out and then kind of assemble it?
Yeah. So I'll start with a sketch, and then I've got a light box where I can redraw every single moving part, and then fuse them all together.
Nice.
That's
wow.
awesome.
Yeah. I saw like there was a video of the process, which is really cool, where you were like showing how you were like drawing each individual piece of the thing and putting it all
Like
together.
a time lapse.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Did a few of those along the way.
Yeah.
I think the first thing I saw of yours was the Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
And I immediately shared it as like, holy crap, this is so cool.
And when he shared it, that's when I found it.
Yeah,
You want me to show a little bit of what stuff looks like?
Oh,
yeah, for
please.
sure. Everybody, open your eyeballs. Look at this stuff.
So that's Robert Johnson there, the blues guitarist, but he was actually never filmed in his lifetime, and there's only like 2 or 3 actual photos of him. So I was able to take a recording, which you can't hear now probably because of copyright.
Yeah.
Take a reference photo, draw it, add the pivots, and then now we've actually got a music video of him doing his stuff, which
That's
no one's
so
seen for like 80 to 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
And this video also shows you the scale of this thing too, because I can see you've got the finger controls there underneath the top hand of the guitar,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah. So
super neat.
basically, I'm working in the middle, doing the head and the eyebrows and the mouth, and I think my brother's to the left doing this arm, strumming on the guitar, and then my dad is like with his fingers in each of the fingers below doing
That's
that.
so cool. It's amazing how such a relatively tiny puppet has to be controlled by 3 people because of how articulate it is.
Yep. The other thing is everyone has to be in sync. Like, because I'm working on the project, I'm listening to the music the whole time, and I've got an idea of the rhythm of how it works. And then I'm getting like frustrated with my dad and my brother because they don't know the rhythm. We have to keep up. And I'm just telling it, just listen to the music a bit.
I feel that deeply to my core for no particular reason. Yes, this makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
But then the other thing is like, I guess when you're puppeteering, like you have to actually, if it's someone playing the guitar, you sort of have to learn how to play the guitar yourself if you want to replicate it.
Yeah.
The puppet. So a lot of these ones I actually on the side learn how to play it as well.
That's so cool. I love that.
Here's another one.
This one I did recently.
Yeah.
I guess just point this way.
Yeah.
It's Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Yes.
It's the first one where I've had like 7 puppets moving at once.
That's
from
really
just
cool.
one.
And is that's
But I
one
think it
control
works.
doing all that?
Yeah, so I'm pulling it down, and then it's pulling everyone down with it. And then I've got a little thing for the mouths of either Bob or the Wailers singing in the background.
And you could see the BW, so like you like can see the direction of which one does what. Mm-hmm. That's so cool.
And yeah, I just knew that it would work for reggae because it's this regular beat that everyone could be working to.
Yeah.
I wonder whether it would work with any other genre because everyone will be out of sync, I think.
That's fair.
That's something for me to work out in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
More
I mean, just get
practice.
multiple puppeteers, and then you can get all.
Fly out here, we'll help you.
Happy to help. But we skipped our first segment. We got right into
You
getting to know-
sack of... Yeah, okay, let's do it.
You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. But how do you feel?
Oh, it's so small. It's so small.
That's weird.
Yeah, what'd you do?
I pushed the button. It didn't go where it's supposed to go.
Well, let's do. But how do you feel? So, for those of you that are new, but how do you feel is our segment where we talk about how we're feeling, but using a category. And today is Mario Day. It's March 10th, MAR10.
Huh.
What?
Nothing. Your voice resonated the banjo all the way across the building again.
I know you
It's
hate
just,
that, I'm
it's
sorry.
insane.
We have a banjo in the corner across the room, and every
None
time
of
I
us
talk,
play,
for some
but
reason-
by gum, do we have a banjo.
I've got banjo.
You play banjo?
It's not here. I think it's got a string missing. But
But yeah, so today's Mario Day. So for Mario Day, I was thinking we would discuss how we feel using Mario games.
Yeah.
Any Mario game.
Any Mario game.
Anything that has Mario in it.
Yes.
As far as video games or board games, whatever you want to do.
I guess there are Mario board games. I forgot about
probably.
that. Yeah, it's happened.
But yeah.
I got one.
You got one to go for it.
Yeah, I'm Yoshi's Island. I feel like Yoshi's Island today because I'm trapped in a little bubble of my own creation. I always feel like crying, and I just... yeah, that's me.
Trapped
Ball
in
of
the bubble
cheers.
your own creation.
And I'm a little sketchy. You see, because the style of the game is a little sketchy.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But, yep.
I'm gonna go with Mario Kart.
Okay.
I feel like I'm always just going, like not stopping. And just when I think that I'm done, no, it's like your lap too, and I was like, okay, I gotta start over, and there's no stopping, just keep going on in circles, and it's just the race of life.
I like that. I'm feeling like Mario Party because it looks like it's a lot of fun.
And then it's not.
But then you're at the mercy of everybody else that's playing and
Yep.
all the goddamn computers fucking you up for no reason.
Wow.
And no, but I mean,
Preach.
I feel like I'm like I try you know you're trying hard and you try to do your thing, but like for no
Yeah.
reason.
Then some motherfucker comes and steals your star. Yeah,
or
no,
you
I
just
got
land
you.
on the wrong space
Yep.
and then your whole game is messed up. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like that. Like I'm in between bad spaces, and I feel like I'm like okay, I'm good. If I can only roll this number, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I haven't seen what I rolled yet, so we'll see. I'm in that moment in my life, I think, where I'm like, it could go very well, or it could go kind of bad.
I also
and
feel
we'll
like
find out.
Mario Party is also about 20 minutes too long every time I play it. I'm just like, oh god, just someone win already. Let's go.
And on the grand scheme of thing, like I usually lose. I'm really good at the mini games.
Yeah.
But for some reason,
But there's no strategy. You're just rolling dice. Don't feel bad about losing that fucking game. It's not a real game.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean,
very
it's
fair.
not a strategy game. It's not a
That's true.
skill-based game.
Yeah. What about you, Zoom? What are you thinking?
I was going to say Paper Mario, just as a joke.
Well, that checks out.
I'm going to be more serious. I think Super Mario Galaxy, because I'm exploring different planets and stuff. With my work, cartoonist, I feel like I'm jumped into the puppetry planet here.
Yeah.
Have a little look around. And that's what I keep doing. Jumping from different
Love that.
topics
Worlds.
and stuff like that. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's so cool. And as
That
a
makes
creative,
sense.
that's where we thrive, right? It's we're exploring new things and finding the next thing to create. And
Saying yes to something and be like, well, gotta learn that now. Like that's.
Yeah, that's true. Like me, I took a gig, my first puppetry gig, just recently, and they were like, "Hey, you can do. You're a puppeteer, right?" And I was like,
Always say
"No, but I can learn."
Yeah.
Like he was a friend, so he knew me well, so I wasn't gonna lie to him. And he's like, "No, like I'm not, but you know me, and you know I'll work for it." And so I did it, and it was great. But yeah, so I feel like that's our lives as creatives, is that we're constantly looking for the next thing and finding ways to improve and be better and
And it makes it more exciting. The stuff that you do. If you're trying to do something new.
Yeah.
Fusing stuff together.
Speaking of doing things, what brought you to the world of puppetry in the first place? Of making these papers? You said you started with like stop motion and animation. What got you into that world? Like, what was the thing in your life that drove you to that career choice?
Well, I've always been a cartoonist, and I've always been interested in making my drawings move. Definitely, the pandemic influenced my choice.
Yeah.
Everything was happening online so much, like just everything digital, meeting my grandparents on Zoom.
Oh, wow.
Zoom was very annoying when that came out.
Yeah.
For me specifically.
We actually, this show started virtually on Zoom during the pandemic.
I just needed like something that was physical to be working on. You know,
That's
rather
I totally get that.
It's kind of therapeutic, you know, like cutting, tying string and stuff, and making stuff, having projects. You know, when like the structure of everything sort of fell apart during lockdown, you could sort of do your projects, and they would be like timestamps for. I remember I was doing this back when I was doing that project.
Yeah.
Stuff, and it was a good way of like making my way through it. But I'm still enjoying it now, and
That's great.
It's completely changed the way I work in quite a cool way.
How do you mean exactly? Like, how does it change the way you work before versus now?
As in, I was doing cartoons and things, and
That's very.
and now I'm doing puppetry.
So it's very literal change, yes.
Literal change, but like, I think somehow it's a bit more engaging when people see it moving.
Yeah.
As well, so it seems to have had more traction than the things I've been doing in the past. Well,
yeah,
but I do still do my cartoons on the side. I'd like to try and mix the two, but I'm also a political cartoonist, and I work for a quite large magazine in the UK called Private Eye.
That's right.
And they're like a mix of like serious journalism. They usually break the stories before any of like the main newspapers.
Oh, cool.
A lot of satirical articles and a lot of cartoons. It's like one of the last great places for political cartoonists to have their work shown. I've got 3 in the latest issue.
Oh, right.
That's awesome.
Is there a digital version of it at all? Like if like those of us here in the States wanted to see it, would we be able to see it online at all?
They've got a website.
Okay.
I think they do have like international, like sell it internationally, because I've got
really?
from my university, I've got a friend in Thailand, and out of nowhere they just messaged me and said, I found a Private Eye in my local supermarket.
Oh wow.
So
I gotta look
it
for
might
it.
be in America as well. So,
Yeah, we'll have to find one.
Yeah, well, if anybody in the chat wants to Google it and let us know, let us know where to find it. So what that's and political cartooning is not a common thing to get into. That is so cool. I've always loved political cartoons, but what made you take your cartooning passion and put it into the world of being political and commenting on the state of the politics in the world?
well, I've always done comics, and I started that when I was 8, and I've always been interested in comic characters. So Boris Johnson, Trump, all these people, I just see them as cartoon characters.
Yeah, same.
And so it was quite easy to make that jump.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
For those people.
Yeah.
Also, like, I feel like Gen Z, everybody who's young, like, has a lot to say.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think-
Millennials and the Generation X were kind of lazy on the whole speaking up about things.
Yeah, we were lazy, and also I feel like we were
beaten out of
we
us.
weren't. Yeah, we weren't necessarily encouraged.
But the young kids, they're gonna change the world.
Yeah, I think the generation, your generation is and younger is getting to be in a point
Keep
where
saying shit like that. We're gonna feel older and older, Dino. But please continue.
you're welcome. I'm younger than both of you, so I'm good. I make my co-hosts feel bad about themselves sometimes. That's what I do.
I don't really care.
That's fair. So what I'm saying is, because of like the internet and the TikTok generation in a way, like it's given so many outlets for people to speak out about whatever is in their brain that they want to get out into the world. That becomes, it translates into the real world. They're able to be more comfortable speaking their mind or be more comfortable talking about the things they want to talk about. Yeah. Whereas, like those of us in our generation, like we grew up with the internet, but like barely. Like it was like AI, AOL Instant Messenger. Like that was our speaking.
Oh, that was
out.
still futuristic, man. We're talking Zanga, GeoCities.
Zanga, yes, LiveJournal.
You don't know what these things are. Don't worry about it.
I think my generation, being born in 2000, I think a lot of people born around the same time as me have this feeling that we were born into the real world and then grew up into the internet and digital space.
The digital world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We still sort of remember what it was like with the early internet, stuff like that. But most our lives we've had like social media and the internet and stuff like that. And then when I see my cousins, like a lot of them are really like into their TikTok and stuff like that.
Wait, do you have a TikTok?
I do have a TikTok, but I haven't like really been.
Because I think you do good on TikTok.
Yeah, man. Start posting those videos.
There is stuff on there.
Oh, good.
It's just, I know that what is it, in China, any company that works for them has to like share all their data with the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of that.
They're looking into my phone and everything.
I got nothing to hide.
We hear in America are used to Big Brother, I think.
I know my location and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not important enough for them.
Right, exactly.
We don't have anything.
I guess you're doing political shit, so you're maybe on a list somewhere. But we're just like we just do shit for yucks, so we're gonna be all right. Hardliner has a question for you. Have you ever heard of or seen the show DC Follies? And if so, what did you think of it? DC Follies is this? Oh, do you know it?
I've not seen it. I always write down references when people.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I think that show you'd be into it.
Yeah, so it's like it's a political satire TV show, but all the politicians are these like cartoonish hand puppets, and it's very funny.
I didn't even know.
I think because it was on a long time ago, and they just resurrected it. I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was on in like
The puppets are real like weird looking. Because they're like cartoonist. Realistic, and they're weird and they're creepy looking, but it's real fun.
They're gross, but they're funny. They look great.
That's quite interesting because the same thing happened in the UK. So we had Spitting Image.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that was around like when my parents were younger, and
Probably like 1990.
it was away for ages. It wasn't around, and it recently came back with some of the same people.
Yeah,
I think I'm wondering if it's the same studio that builds those, because I've seen that as well, and the designs are very similar in that sort of like very stretched caricature style.
Yeah, was that the same time period? Like were they both out in the same time?
I think so.
Late 80s.
Man, I don't know. Doing my best, Dino.
Come on, Harlan, look it up. The show's use of puppets that mimicked popular culture and political figures was similar to the British series Spitting Image. There we go. Yeah.
So maybe not directly related, but definitely inspired by.
I think there's definitely a link between puppetry and politics and the news and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, from the dawn of time, like Punch and Judy shows and stuff, like everybody's using it to just talk shit. It's beautiful.
Well, like I've been looking at traditional Chinese shadow puppetry and stuff like that because I'm doing flat puppetry, so I'm looking at everything that kind of relates to that.
Yeah.
And it's quite cool. What I've seen of it is they would have like a cloth with like a light coming from behind it, and then they'd have these flat puppets up, and then they'd be playing music behind there as well. And what you'd have is like a ancient form of television set, like in the middle of the village. and this would go all the way back to I think it started around 200 BC.
Wow.
But the thing is, like, they didn't have newspapers and stuff like that. So if something big happened in the kingdom, the puppet troops would go around from village to village, telling the stories of what happened.
Yeah.
And it's probably exaggerated, probably satirical. So it goes back a long way.
Yeah, like wandering minstrels, you know.
We've actually talked about this on the show before, but I remember reading an article recently about how some cave paintings were actually some of the first iterations of animation. Have you heard about this?
Like sequential, sort of.
Yeah. Well, not even sequential. So it's like you'll see some of those cave paintings with like you'll see like a boar or something with extra legs, and it just looks like, oh, it's just an odd depiction of the boar. But the thing is, if you have a fire going, and the way that it is laid out on the wall, the way the flame flickers actually animates it because the light hits differently as the light changes. And the light source is there. It was neat. If I remember the article, I'll send it to you because it was. I was like, holy crap! It was super cool. So we've been obsessed with the illusion of movement since cave times.
We're really good at sharing half information.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then we rely on chat to find it.
On the other half.
Our chat is our unpaid assistants in this show. Thank you, by the way, Hardliner especially. So you're a political cartoonist and a puppet animator, and you're currently going to school for graphics. You said you're in a graphics program.
Yeah, so I don't know the difference between America and the UK, but I'm in a university. That might be a college.
Yeah.
Same
that's
thing.
a
Yeah,
college.
sorry.
But I'm at Central St. Martin's, which is like a pretty big course in King's Cross in London.
Cool.
And I'm studying graphics. I'm in my third year. And I'm really enjoying it. But most of the stuff that I'm working on that you've seen just now have been for projects that I've done on the course.
That's so cool. And they encourage you to do your own thing, and if that's something you're passionate about, that you're allowed to do that for your projects and everything.
Yeah, definitely. It's very encouraging.
I love
course.
that.
Yeah.
That's
They
so
encourage
cool.
you to create your own sort of practice, and sort of make a new practice in a way.
I like that.
Be doing new stuff constantly.
Okay.
And maybe they're not experts in the thing that you're doing, but they'll tell you how to research it, put you in touch with people.
That's so cool.
That's cool.
Have you met anybody or had any teachers that like really helped you fine tune what you do with your puppet animation?
I had a tutor reference 18th century automata and stuff like that. And I had a look into that, and that might be a direction I might head in the future.
Oh, dude.
That's cool.
All the engineering and stuff.
Yeah, there's an artist I want to talk to him too, but there's a guy you should look him out as a Hexanthrobo. He hand machines all kinds of stuff. He's from out here.
How do you spell that?
Haxanthrobo. I think.
Hexanthrobo.
I lost it about halfway through. But Haxanthrobo. He hand machines all these really cool automata. Some of them do magic tricks.
Oh, cool.
And he's friends with Adam, who's been on the show as well. So we might be able to get him on.
Oh yeah, I remember you talked to me about that. Yeah, that'd be cool.
So you've seen like the Silver Swan and stuff. I love all that stuff.
Stuff like that. Have you seen Jacques Draws is the writer?
No.
So he's this boy, and he's got his pen, and he can write anything up to 40 characters long. And it's just, he's completely powered by this stack of mechanics in his back.
Whoa.
What?
That's so
it's
cool.
really, really mental. But most of these things were done by watchmakers who were basically showing off their skills so that people would buy their watches.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The most expensive advertising.
Yeah, I don't even understand how watches work.
Yeah,
They're super
the watch
complicated.
movements are
Legit.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I used to watch videos of people taking apart watches, pocket watches and stuff, and putting them back together.
Bet you were fun.
Listen, okay, I still managed to have time for stuff like Star Wars. Anyways,
I've tried to learn some of these skills, obviously there's Arduino and motors and things like that, but I can never be bothered to get past the first episode of a tutorial.
Right? Yep.
same.
It's just, I completely cut off. I think maybe clockwork and things that are more physical like that, maybe I'd be able to get my head around.
And sometimes it's just like a thing where like you need something specific, and then you're willing to learn. Like, oh, I need to make this one specific thing work, and then that kind of facilitates you wanting to learn the thing that's usually hard to learn. That's how I learn.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if I don't have a need for it, it's like, I'll get around.
I learned best in front of the barrel of a gun. That's what I've learned. That's
When the deadline is looming.
That's right.
And the paycheck relies on it.
Learning Blender right now.
And where do you want to go with this? Where do you see yourself, like, like 10 years?
Wow, are we his guidance counselor?
No, I just want to know. I'm curious what the goal is.
There'll be two different routes, I think. So with the political cartoon stuff, I'm doing what's called pocket cartoons for this magazine. So there would be like little cartoons, and I want to keep doing that. But the other thing that it can head towards is like the big newspapers. They have the massive editorial cartoons that go by the big articles. And they sort of sum up everything that's happening in the situation in the world. And I really like that sort of thing of making a strong like visual image to sum up a situation. But then alternative to that is with the puppetry, I'd like to do, I think it would work as a music video at some point, because I've done so many musicians over the past, and it just seems to work so well, the two of them together.
Yeah.
But also, like, I mean, if I made a film with this medium or something like that, or even I kind of want to be able to sell like automata and stuff, like make a puppet scene that's been powered and then sell that. Would be
That's cool. Could you? I don't know how copyright stuff works with engineering things. Like, I wonder if like you could, like, the system that you have, like, that you create could be something that you like end up like copyrighting and being like, this is the Zoom Rockman a patent. Thank you. I've
heard about people making that. That's one of the things, is like it doesn't take so long to build one of these things. Well, it does take maybe a day's work to build one of these things.
Yeah.
What the actual time is like working out how it works. Very slowly working it out over time. Yeah. So that's where the effort goes into.
So, like, for example, the one that we saw of Robert Johnson. How long abouts do you think it took you from inception to making the video? Like, how the whole process? About how long do you think that was?
That was about a month.
Wow.
Over a month. Yeah, actually, when I said it'll take a day, no, that's maybe one of the more simple ones that I showed you earlier. But there's a whole process behind that, the initial sketch, then separating it out into the different parts. Maybe you need better materials than the ones you made it with when you first made the prototype. So there's a lot of other prototypes that come before the ones that I actually put out as videos.
The quicker thing, the thing that got quicker was the actual animation, right? That's what you were saying. Like, instead of spending 48 hours animating the video, you only spend the 2 minutes of the video animating it, but you spent a month getting to that point.
Yes, exactly. Somehow that's better for me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. It's immediate like immediacy of the thing. You get it right done, you're done.
Well, the thing is, like, you spend ages doing a stop frame animation, you get one product at the end. And maybe you're not happy with it, and then you have to go back and redo everything. But with these puppet films, it's very accessible to do another take of it. Or even like I showed the Bob Marley one, like, it's now like a sort of toy for me where I can perform any of his songs.
Oh, okay.
It's not just one song, or I play about with it and I make one musician play another musician's song with the other musician's voice, there is like a playfulness.
Yeah, I like that.
Hardliner points. He says, "OK Go does a great job with that." So I think you'd make a good person to work with. OK Go.
Oh yeah. Do you know that band? OK Go. They got a lot of notoriety for their really inventive ideas for music videos. They've done anything from they filmed like 30 seconds or something like that, and they slowed it down and so when they slow it down, it works with the music, and all these things happen in time. But when they film it, it's like it all happens at once. Or they did one in like one of the like Vomit Comet like aircrafts where they like went to like 0 G's in a plane, and they're like floating around the cabin and stuff.
Affordable craft stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it's if you are interested in like looking at stuff like that, cool ideas, I would look at OK Go stuff because I've loved them for a long time, and they sort of make
Michel Gondry, the music director.
Oh, is that who does it?
Yeah, no, that's a different guy.
Okay.
Different guy. He did all kinds. He did a lot of Daft Punk stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Or there's a couple of Daft Punk things, and he did. He made a terrible Green Hornet movie.
Oh no!
But he also made the TV show Kidding, which is.
Oh, did he do that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I did like that one.
I have a question that has nothing to do with anything important.
Great.
What is that tub for? I must know.
The top.
The tub, the little container by your head.
So, massive. My family collects massive things. Basically. So
That's so cool.
this is like would be a small like ink.
Oh, it's an ink pot. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't see the top of it. I see.
It's massive.
That's so funny.
I was just like, what goes in there? It's just a big. It's got its own shelf. Like,
I like that. I like that statement. My family collects massive things.
Yeah. That's
great.
my favorite comedian underneath. Peter Cook.
Peter Cook. Okay. Very cool. That's awesome.
I'm one of the founders of like British comedy, so I'm really into it.
I listen to a lot of stand-up comedy. I've heard Peter Cook stuff. It's very good. What other inspirations have you found in life, like for your work or just for in general? Like, are there any other people that you really look up to and what they do that kind of helps you inform you what to do and how to do things?
I think when it comes to like the work and the medium that I'm creating at the moment, there's not really many people doing the same thing.
Yeah, no, you're doing your own thing.
General like things that are sort of similar. Like there's a guy. None of my references are from like nowadays.
Doesn't matter.
That's okay.
oh, that's awesome.
They're old.
We've got,
Tried and
we've
true.
got Lo-Fi Megendorfer.
Cool.
These movie books.
Oh, cool.
And
Ah,
Oh, cool.
sort of thing.
That's funny.
I had a Star Wars book like that when I was a kid.
You know, like
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
that stuff. So they were really complicated, some of these. And I've also been like collecting books on like human anatomy and stuff like that. Because a lot of mechanisms I've been doing recently have been built based on muscles and like the face and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
I think that's why those eyes look so good in the one you did of your own head. 'Cause,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
once the squint happened, I was like, bah!
Yeah.
That one is so good.
Yeah, you said you had that around, right? The one with the.
Oh yeah, I do. Got it here. I'm gonna fall over, but there you go.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. It's crazy to see like all the layers that are underneath it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so this is like the most complicated sort of face that I've done so far.
And it's so cool because, like, if I was gonna do some stuff like this, I would just go digitally. I would just be like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna build it on the computer." But like, you're doing it like the physically real way,
yeah,
which is cool because nobody does. Which everybody just will not go to digital.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're doing that is like, is really cool.
I really like I really like Robert Crumb as well, the cartoonist, because he did this book of like all the old blues singers and stuff, and that's a genre I really like as well.
Nice.
So,
is that the music that you listen to usually, like the older blues stuff?
yeah, I think my music taste is sort of developing chronologically.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying listening to like the blues like slowly become electrified.
Oh, I see.
You know,
Yeah,
Jimi
yeah.
Hendrix,
Yeah.
stuff like that, and then sort of develops into what we're more used to nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan. Most of my music taste is at least.
It's like 90% ska.
No, it is not 90%.
It's
ska.
99% ska.
Actually, most of my music taste is like classic rock and older, and then I just happen to have a real soft spot for ska.
He says while wearing a ska shirt.
Listen. Ska's awesome.
No, I agree.
if you haven't listened to ska out there, you should listen to ska. Ska.
As in
It's
the genre.
Yes.
Yeah, the genre of SKA, the horns and everything.
Yeah. I like the Scatolites, and
Yeah. You got it.
I did the Scatolite puppet.
Did you really? Oh no, I did see
Yeah.
that. I did see it. Yes. I sent
It's
it.
got one mechanic. for the
for the trombone. Yeah, I saw that. I sent it to what we had. I don't know if you ever heard of the band Real Big Fish from the States. But it's a ska band from Long Beach area, and we had one of the trumpet players on our show, and I sent it to him and showed it to him because he's awesome too. But yeah, I remember seeing that. I was like, hey, look, he's doing ska. But that's awesome.
I like to switch up with the genres because like a lot of maybe blues people will follow me, and then I'll do something completely different and see if
get somebody else to watch.
Yeah. But it's always just what I'm interested in is what I'll post.
And I mean, when you talk about what you love and what you care about, that makes it more genuine, right? Mm-hmm. And it shows.
Thank you.
Your work. I mean, clearly, a lot of heart has to go into it to want to sit there with this piece of paper and figure out how can I make that move. But what?
And it's to say, and the best part about this is you're only 21.
Yeah,
right?
Ridiculous.
You're like already this good.
Yeah, you're already here.
Yeah, I was. What was I doing? I was playing Pokemon when I was 21.
We're still doing that.
Yeah.
What am I doing with my life?
Oh no, I'm still playing Pokemon.
Yeah. It's like when you watch a stand-up comedian and you're like, oh man, I'm turning 28 next. I was like, fuck, you're 20. Oh man.
I've actually been working since I was 8.
Yeah, that's true. You've been working as long as we have, probably, on what we do.
In primary school, I started my own comic. So
that's so cool.
Zine.
That's the way to do
sort
it.
of where I started out. And it was based on the Beano, which is like a kids magazine in the UK.
Okay.
I ended up working for them when I was 12.
That's awesome.
What? What?
With a monthly comic strip called Skanky Pigeon.
Skanky Pigeon. I love it. Do you have
Skanky Pigeon. Oh my god, I love him.
He's so cute.
Articulated as well, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh man, I feel so unaccomplished.
Shut up. I've seen your IMDb. You shut your hole.
Yeah. You're more accomplished than I was. God, it wasn't. I'm just blown away by your work, man. Like seriously, I still watch the videos, and just go like, God, like how the hell, the fact, and like you can see your hands moving, and I still have no idea how the heck it works. Like,
I'm super impressed. Like, so there's so many layers, like on that face in particular. Like, what keeps that from collapsing? Like, what is the structure, or is this like a trade secret? You don't have to tell me.
It's just a lot of trial and error. It sort of feels a bit like evolution in a way.
Yeah.
It starts off really simple and then gets more complicated over time as I'm learning each way to do it. It becomes a kind of a weird thing.
Yeah. So the way that you can make it all condensed into like one control area, like you're moving multiple things. How long did it get you to like figure that part out? Being able to do multiple different articulations with the one, like in one small area.
I'm not sure. Maybe a month or so it took to actually develop that head.
That's so cool.
That build.
Do you
shown it yet?
Do you build multiples of them? Do you go through like different versions?
Yeah. So with that one, I was tackling like each part step by step. So I did the eyebrows first, and then the like blinking and squinting of the eyes, and then I actually skipped the nose, even though there is that expression in the nose. You know, this sort of
scrunching.
And then the mouth is like very complicated. There's so much stuff happening in there. But I worked out how to change the expression of it, happy and then sad. But still be able to talk at the same time.
Oh my gosh. That's insane. It's insane that you're doing that with paper and skewers and stuff and making everything work and it just blows my mind because I have no frame of reference for how that is even possible. So it's like it's magic to me. Like I have no idea.
Yeah.
And another thing is, like 3D puppetry, you can turn the puppet around, and that makes it look like it's looking sideways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas with flat puppetry, you have to sort of create this complicated illusion of every shape on the face changing at once.
Yeah, you had that video, a couple videos.
Like, yeah, I did one of that, and it was, yeah, it's sort of breaking the head down into basic shapes and trying to change it. It's very difficult. But the thing is, the face has sort of two faces in it already. So we're symmetrical, right? So half the face could be a side profile if you just put a silhouette over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's so funny. It's nuts.
And then you have to add like a section behind it to grow out.
Oh man, that's so freaking cool. We do have a question here for you from Hardliner. Does Zoom have any plans to do animations of other blues musicians such as John Lee Hooker?
Yeah, I think it's definitely it's a genre that I like, so I'll keep doing them.
Okay.
I didn't have a plan to do John Lee Hooker.
Well, you got a fan already, so.
That is a suggestion. I'm thinking of perhaps like maybe looking back at some of my earlier ones, like Sun House was maybe one of the last stop motion ones that I did, and maybe it's time to have a look at him as a puppet.
Yeah. This is nothing to do with puppetry, but you mentioned Sun House and also your music taste so far. Have you ever heard of the movie It Might Get Loud?
No, I haven't.
It's a movie with Jack White, The Edge from U2, and Jimmy Page, and they each individually talk about their idea of music and how they create it, and then they come together and they talk and they jam, and it's so cool. Especially Jack White, I think you'd be interested because he really talks about his influence from like the early blues musicians like Sun House and Robert Johnson and stuff like that, and how he just goes bare bones with his stuff. And I think you'd really appreciate that film. It might get loud.
Definitely check that out.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's fun, and they play music together. And like, when are you ever going to see those three people ever play music together? You know, it's fantastic. But let's see, we had one more thing. I just saw it. Oh, so Charlie Necro says somebody skips Cucumber's nose when the you know what? I think now's a good time.
Yes.
And now's a great time to introduce our resident expert of all things, Dr. Know-It-All. Hey, that one.
I fixed it. That's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah. Dr. Know-It-All is our wonderful multi-headed expert of all things, and today Dr. Know-It-All's heads look like Chunk. Let's go Cucumber.
Okay.
And then Zoom. Over there. So I will be fielding the questions, and then Dr. Know-It-All will answer your questions in the chat from one head at a time, one word at a time, until an answer has been given. Those heads in that order would be Chunk, then Cucumber, then Zoom. I was looking at the monitor and I lost myself.
You get used to it.
I know. So we'll go in that order. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then please include some of the question in your answer, Dr. Know-It-All, so we know what you're talking about. And then when the answer is given, bow your head so that we know that your answer is done. I hope you're ready, Zoom. This is going to be a mess, and I love it every time.
Ready.
It's always a mess.
Yeah, so we'll do that same order. Yes. We have one question already from Charlie Necro. Go ahead and throw the rest of your questions in there, chat. Whatever you want to know from Dr. Know-It-All, let us know. We'll do our best.
Yeah.
Charlie Necro says, Dr. Know-It-All, did the Felted Friends start out as paper puppets?
Actually,
The
Did
start
as
puppets
made
of
paper?
yes. Done.
See why you said this is always a mess.
Yep, exactly.
the
See, all of us, each of us individually have improv experience and training. Some of us more than others, and yet terribly, we always fail. All right, next one. Xtrek27 wants to know, Dr. Know-It-All, everyone always asks for themselves. For once, I'd like to know how you're doing. How are you?
Aw.
I
am
Very
good
thank
you.
for
asking.
Full stop.
Perfect. We're doing great, guys. We're doing great.
These parachute cords are really touchy.
Okay, we got one here.
Yeah.
John Breezy said, Dr. Know-It-All, in honor of Mario Day, which horror game do you think would make a great Mario game?
The
Alien
Invasion.
would
make
A.
great
gritty
Horrifying.
Mario
game.
Why?
Full stop.
Great. Full stop.
Oh, he learned to
simple.
bail out real fast.
Yeah, you think he'd learn from you?
Yeah.
Done. I love it. Okay. Bart of Blarney's got a good one here. Dr. Know-It-All, what happened to Cucumber's nose and Chunk's ears?
You don't care about my ears? No, that's fine. No, let's go.
Chunks
Ears
Were
hidden
by
rats.
by what?
Rats.
rats.
Oh, rats. That
Rats.
8
Them.
with
hot
Sauce.
and
butter.
What about Cucumber's nose?
Oh, and
And fries.
cucumbers
nose
Was.
lost
at
See.
when
sailors
Tried.
to
beat
Themselves.
to
the
And.
I guess that was,
done.
okay, great.
Right. Is that how it's meant to go then?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it got real smooth there in that last one.
that last one was good.
That's
You-
the general idea.
We're actually doing better than usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not great at this game. The people we have on the show are usually better than we are. And that seems to be the case. Charlie Necro says facehugger Mario. That'd be great.
Awesome. That's basically Cappy, isn't it? Like it's
Cappy from Odyssey
Yeah,
is a
Cappy's a
facehugger type alien that takes over the bodies of other things.
and then like little Yoshi eggs, like little Marios are gonna burst forth from the chest.
Oh, somebody needs to make this analogy, and I love it. I love it so much. I didn't want to give Cucumber 2 and Chunk only 1. For what? Oh, questions?
Questions.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I have a. Oh, where are you?
I said I'll be back.
Okay. I have a question for Dr. Know-It-All. What? And we'll finish off in this one here. So, Dr. Know-It-All, what do you do when you feel like you're getting old?
When
I
Feel.
old
Sit.
and
stare
At.
a
wall
Very.
hard
until
The.
feelings
cease
To.
make
me
Feel.
nauseous.
Jesus Christ. Part of Blarney, I don't think that helped you feel any younger, but oh man. I'm gonna go cry.
Oh man, Yoshi's Island, game of the day.
Oh man. Zoom, thank you so much for being on the show with us
Yeah.
today. We had a blast, and we love talking to you. I'm very fascinated by the work you do, and I'm looking forward to seeing more.
Yeah. And if you're ever in Southern California,
Let us know.
by and
Hit us
visit.
up.
I'd love to.
Yeah,
I've never
and if you
been
ever
to
have any,
my puppets before, It's been an experience.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It'd be if you ever if you're ever in the area for some reason and you want to stop by, just hit me up. Let us know. And if in the future you have something else you want to promote or something you're really excited about, let us know. We'd be happy to have you back on to talk about it. Yeah. Thanks again. Is there anything else, anywhere else that you want to send people? We have the website that you sent in the chat. Anywhere else you want to send people to watch your stuff?
There's an organization I'm part of called the PCO, which is Professional Cartoonist Organization. And I think I sent you the link to it.
Yes.
It's got my bio on there about me and my work, but loads of other cartoonists and things from the UK.
That's awesome.
Other names, there's the Cartoon Museum, which is really cool in London near Oxford Street. There's the Lakes International Comic Art Festival I'm part of. So yeah, cartoonists and sub-publishing people. It's really cool. I've been going there from a very young age.
That's awesome.
So if you're ever in the UK around that time, you should check that out.
Hell yeah.
And then your Instagram is the Zoom Comic, right?
Yeah, at the Zoom Comic, or type in my name, Zoom Rockman.
Zoom Rockman, excellent. And then you got YouTube and Twitch, TikTok and everything.
Twitter.
And Twitter.
As well.
Yeah, look up Zoom, follow him, support him, look for new stuff, because at 21 years old, there's going to be lots more coming out of this guy.
And when you're like super famous, just remember that that chat time was one of the places that changed your life. And don't forget about us.
It changed your life.
Yeah, when you're a little older, staring at the wall until the feeling ceased to exist. Remember us.
Thank you so much for being here, Zoom. Thank you all in the chat for being here with us this morning. And if you think that what you just saw is worth at least $1 a
Please
month,
consider joining our Patreon. So for as little as $1 a month, you can help support the studio, keep the lights on, pay the rent, help us upgrade things like the cameras and lighting and all that good stuff, so we can continue to make wonderful content like this and polish it a little bit more, especially as we are stumbling into brand new technical difficulties.
You could be a producer like James Jason O'Dowd.
Yeah,
Associate producer like Andy Skeep, Jesse Gillespie, Liam Huddlemeyer, Logan Gilbert, Merck, and Mitchie 109.
And you can also be a member of our Felted family and friends down there. And all the various tiers have various different rewards, including comics,
and Dick
wallpapers,
Sword.
Dick Sword, everybody. Comics and
Stuffs
me off every
and
time.
hangouts.
But check the list, join our Discord, and keep posted on everything. And I don't know if the current Discord link works anymore, so we have to refresh. It does. It's back. So discord.rollforhotness.com.
Yeah.
Discord.rollforhotness.com.
I updated it yesterday.
Cooey!
So help support us, help support Zoom.
Yeah.
And just anybody that you think is cool, let us know. We'd love to talk to more people on chat time, and we're always happy to take your suggestions. Thanks again, Zoom. Have a great evening over there in London, and enjoy dinner that's coming up soon, I'm sure.
Yes. Thanks for spending your time with us. Appreciate it.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.